Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is HD, and it's time for the third highlight replay of the week from GameCom Plantronics. And this is, of course, from week number 3, which means that the later and later we go in the tournament, the better the players become for obvious reasons. And this is the final week of competition. Right after this will be the semifinals and the grand finals, which I will be broadcasting as well. But for now, it is going to be highlight epic replay number 3. It is going to be 45s? The purple Zerg at the bottom right hand corner. I can't pronounce that exactly, so I'm going to say 45s. And his opponent is going to be Black Thunder, the blue Terran player at the bottom left hand corner of Tal'Darim Altar. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg for you guys here, and I love TVZs, guys. This has got to be my it's got to be my favorite matchup of all time. And you guys got to ask yourselves, what matchup has the most action, has the most explosions, and in general is just awesome? And I think in my mind it's Terran versus Zerg. And don't get me wrong, all the matchups are great and fun to watch. I love StarCraft 2 no matter what. But I think TVZ has the potential for some, just cool stuff. You never see Blue Flame Hellions. Well, you see Blue Flame Hellions all the time now, ever since the Slayers clan introduced the might of Blue Flame Hellions in almost every matchup. But, besides that, what other matchup do you see Hellions roasting drones? It just doesn't make that much sense for Hellions to roast probes. But Hellions roasting drones, Banelings exploding over Marines, all good stuff, and I just love TVZ. So yeah, this is going to be a TVZ, and it looks like Black Thunder are going to go ahead and wall off the main and the natural for now. No, just the main with that barracks. No gas quite yet, which kind of seems to me that he's going to go for a 1 barracks into fast expand. And the reason why I say that is it's a big map, for one. And on a big map, typically Terran players will like to go for that 1 barracks into expansion style. No! Black Thunder is actually going to throw down a 2nd barracks here. But he is going to make it so it's in a position where it's revealable to the drone, and 45s is going to see that delayed 2nd barracks. Really interesting here. And so I guess Black Thunder is going to go with this kind of delayed 2 barracks play. I wonder if he's going to actually move out with Marines, though, because he's walled off his front door. And to me, it doesn't seem like he's going to move out. In fact, he's getting a gas. Huh. Very intriguing play indeed from Black Thunder here. I'm interested to see what he's going to do. And in response, 45s here, he is going to get the hatchery. He is producing a couple of lings, but he's not over making it. He's realized that 2nd barracks just now comes up. There isn't going to be that many Marines coming out quite yet. But this is all very confusing for a Zerg player, because you got to think to yourself, okay, is the Terran actually going to be pushing with a large buttload of Marines? And if so, why did he grab the gas? And it's just all very, very confusing right now, I would say, for the Zerg player. And look at this, Black Thunder opens up his door to allow the Marines to come out, and he is in fact pushing out with a smallish squad of Marines and SCVs. Now, the 45s is going to have to fall back here, and all he sees right now are 2 SCVs and 2 Marines, but he doesn't know if there's more units coming behind because he's lost control of the Xel'Naga Tower. So he is overproducing in Lings right now. In fact, he's got 6 Lings on the way, and just that little push, that little jab across the middle with those 2 SCVs just cost the Zerg player dearly. I mean, those 8 Lings or so, 10 Lings could have been 4 or 5 more drones, in fact. And as a result, look at that, 45's only at 13 harvesters. The Terran taking a significant lead now, or at least a slight lead. It's falling right back into a command center. So kind of interesting opening right there for Black Thunder. And, you guys are watching this replay and you guys might be thinking, well, that's not, anything too crazy. But those little things in StarCraft 2, they really do matter. It's not often you see the Terran player open up with that delayed 2nd barracks into a gas, and it can be very confusing. Now, 45s could possibly run in here. No, the door closes up on those Lings, and those Marines are going to make it impossible for those Lings to run in. However, that Tech Lab, no! I thought that Tech Lab might have been out of the range of the Marines, but not quite. And in fact, there is a little gap right there for those Marines to squeeze on through. So a little bit of an interesting harass to start this game off, but Black Thunder is going to go ahead and fall right back into a command center inside the main. Has a factory coming up as well, and I would imagine on this map he's just going to go for the straight up standard biomech style. And you have to think about that for a little bit as well, because Marines and tanks obviously good against Zerg, but on top of that, tanks are especially good if you can get them on this low ground sweet spot, and it's just a direct walking path from Black Thunder's natural right over to the Zerg's natural. If you can set up some tanks and set up shop right here, and then maybe bring in a dropship to spot the high ground, these drones, all of them in fact, and the gas at the northern side will not be able to mine. And 45 has got to realize that. I wonder, is he gonna have a response for that in time? He doesn't have lair quite yet. You know, and that's scary because he's not going to have Mutalisks out for a very, very long time. In fact, this is quite the delayed lair at this point. I'm not entirely sure what the cause of the delay is. He just now has gas started. He actually decided to go for the Spanitua style. I'm seeing that right now. Interesting. Be it as a result of that delayed 2 barracks pressure, or perhaps this was his original build order from the beginning, he is going for that kind of Spanitua style of going for the delayed gas around 30 or 40 supply, and he's just now starting to get the gas going and has speed as well as lair on the way at the same time. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get some forces out in time to deal with that 2-base timing push that will no doubt come from Black Thunder. Currently producing off of 2 factories with Blue Flame upgrade on the way. And it looks like Black Thunder for now is just gearing up. He has Stim on the way. Not quite making a push out yet, but don't forget, guys, in TVZ, the Terran player will always have that window of timing when they will push out. It's just inevitable. They have to push, they have to cause something to force the Zerg's hand. Otherwise, the Zerg will just macro all day long. They'll just constantly push the D button on their keyboard and non-stop just make drones from the beginning of day to the end of the night. So the Terran has to push out, they have to make something happen. No doubt as soon as Blue Flame upgrade finishes, perhaps timing with Stim as well, and that could be quite the devastating, with a 3rd factory on the way as well. Wow. Heavy push here, and you guys can see now Black Thunder transitioning into tank play to follow up his 2-base timing push. Does 45s have a Roach Warren out, or does he even have a Spire? He doesn't have anything of the sort producing. He's actually going to make an Infestation Pit. Gonna go for Ling Infestor against Blue Flame and Stim Marines. It's really gonna come down to those Infestors, guys. If those Infestors can lay down the fungal growth, then they may be able to pick off packs of Hellions and Marines, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna come down to 45's micro, and his Infestor is still not out yet. That Infestation Pit just building. And Black Thunder is coming in with the barracks here to see exactly what's going on inside the natural and the main. He gets a full scout off of all the bases, gets a good count on the drones, on all the gases and the minerals as well. I don't think he quite saw the 3rd hatchery. Did he? No, he did not. So I don't think it really matters to him. He's going to make that timing push anyways. Doesn't have +1 weapons though, just Blue Flame and Stim. And he could set up shop. Oh, those Lings running right through and picking off a bunch of Hellions and actually forcing the Hellions right next to that Spine Crawler. The Crawler able to pick off a couple of Hellions as well, and 45s gets a great engage thanks to the creep as well. And Black Thunder, I don't know if he's safe to push in here. That's kind of scary. It's going to come down to 45's Lings. Not literally 45's Lings, but 45's, the guy's Lings. He has Infestors coming out. He may be forced to cancel the hatchery at this rate, though. Those Infestors are still a ways away from finishing. And the Infestors, are they going to finish before Pathogen Gland finishes? That would suck so bad. And no, oh no, a couple of Infestors finishing before Pathogen Glands, which means they do not have energy for fungal growth. That sucks really bad. Black Thunder able to pick off the hatchery at the 3rd easily. And now he can go ahead and just fall back, and what a push! I mean, literally, he just walked in, his Marines were like, I don't care about dying, I'm just gonna go right onto the creep, derp derp, no problem at all, and he goes in there, and Florida 5s had no response at all. Oh, that was like a free Christmas gift for Black Thunder. However, 45s is going to go in here once again, and that is a bad situation. Those Marines, they have that Stim, the Blue Flames as well. But now 45s finally has enough energy for fungal growth, gets a good fungal off on those Marines and the Hellions, but the tanks are in play now, and Black Thunder is able to set up shop. And this is getting scary. The closer and the closer the tanks get to this natural expansion, the death sentence becomes more and more assured for 45. So this is really scary right now. And Black Thunder's in a great position. He's getting a third command center up. Neural Parasite is being researched, however, right now. A fungal growth goes off over the Marines again. But, you know, the problem is you can't really fungal tanks to death. Tanks are beefy units. You can fungal everything else, but those tanks will continue to push. They don't care about fungal growth. They've got plenty of armor to deal with that. So 45's, I don't know what he's going to do about this. He really could use some Mutalisk right here. Look at the anti-air. There's nothing except for 3 Marines. But, you know, 45's is committed to this Infestor style, and Infestors are not well equipped to deal with tanks unless they Neural Parasite. That's all I can see it coming down to. Oh, 45's may get a Neural. Yes, he does indeed. And what a Neural Parasite over those 2 tanks. He grabs control of them, and he's going to go ahead and be able to kill off 2 more tanks as well. And it doesn't look like Black Thunder's got a response for this. And the Zerg player's going to go ahead and just drive them back over to the Zerg turf. So as soon as that Neural Parasite expires, those tanks are going to go down as well. And he basically gets 4 tank kills for free. What a play. And look at all the Lings now coming out from 45s, getting a little bit of breathing room out of the natural now. Gonna force Black Thunder to fall all the way back. Good play right there from the Zerg player, indeed. He has now got map control. He needs to work on his creep spread just a little bit more, because that could help immensely if he needs to retreat with his Infestors. They are not that fast off creep. But we are going to see a push here through the south side, and Black Thunder, if he's not paying attention, he really needs to siege up those tanks right about now. He is going to get his tanks Neural Parasited. No! The 45s runs in with the fungal first, ends up losing an Infestor. The Brain Bug gets burned to death, but there are so many Infestors here, they can just go ahead and fungal the tank Marine Hellion army down, and Black Thunder calls the GG, says Infestors are OP, and good luck in the next round. So what a play right there by 45s. I'm impressed. I haven't seen that Neural Parasite strategy to deal with this Marine tank, you know, on the low ground composition before. But then again, I feel like Black Thunder made a big mistake. He should have gotten a dropship out in that push. I mean, 1 single dropship. But what was he doing with the starport? If he had gotten a dropship out, you know, chilled it on the natural right here over the high ground, then the tanks could have started shelling the Infestors before they even came close. Then they could have started pushing the drones back as well, and that was all that was missing really from that little tank push, and that's all that Black Thunder needed to really win the game, in my opinion. So as it stands, 45s takes a game here in Epic Replay of the Week number 3, and we're going to have the semifinals and the grand finals coming up next. So I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. This is HD signing out for GameCom Plantronics.